Solve a trigonometric equation using a half angle formula. We're going to solve 2 sine of x over 2 equals 1 over the interval of 0 to 2 pi, and then for all solutions. So first, before we do anything else, I want to just think about the sine of x is on the interval of 0 to 2 pi. But we are dealing with this sine of x over 2. So if we think about x over 2, how did we get there? Well, we divide by 2. So that means we divide everything by 2. So I'm going to end up with 0 less than or equal to x over 2 less than or equal to pi. So we are really just dealing with 0 to pi. All right. Now, let's think about what this means. Going back to our equation. If I want to isolate our trig function, so we're going to have the sine of x over 2 equals 1/2. Well, think about when is the sine 1/2? Well, if you look at your unit circle or understand what that means, the sine is 1/2 at pi over 6 and 5 pi over 6. But those are not your answer because that's the angle, right? The angle would be pi over 6 and 5 pi over 6. But our angle is represented by x over 2 or theta over 2. Meaning we need to solve these two pieces. So x over 2 equals pi over 6 and x over 2 equals 5 pi over 6. Like, this is the fun of the half angles. So if I multiply each side by 2, I get 1 of pi over 3. Again, multiply by 2. And the other answer is 5 pi over 3. So these are the solutions on the interval from 0 to 2 pi. You'll notice, yeah, that's all I wanted to say there. Okay, 0 to 2 pi. But now we need to talk about for all solutions. All right, so this is the second part. And usually for sine, we just think about, well, if we have, our coordinate plane and we have an angle here, if I want the same angle, I simply add 2 pi. But that is for a normal angle. We are dealing with half angles. So if you think about the period of the sine function, right, the sine function is 2 pi. But we are dividing by 2, or dividing in half. So if I divide this by 1/2, well, if you divide by 1/2, you are really multiplying by 2. So our period for a half angle period is 4 pi. So when I'm talking about our all solutions, because we know right now we have x is pi over 3 and we have x is 5 pi over 3. So for all solutions, instead of just adding 2 pi, I'm going to say, well, I'll have pi over 3 plus 4 pi n. And I'll have 5 pi over 3 plus 4 pi n, where n is any integer. And again, it's the same idea of going around, but because we are talking about half angles, we're dividing it in half. And dividing by half is the same as multiplying by 2, and that is how we get the 4 pi. So that is playing with half angles.